it's taken me a few days to get back on here to film an update. My last video was my live pregnancy test, which I filmed on Wednesday, and today is Sunday, so it's been a few days, emotional few days. I tested again the following day, the Thursday, after my first pregnancy test, and unfortunately it was negative, which I was expecting. I know every woman is different. A lot of women get their BFPs later on, and a lot get them even earlier than I do. But for me, from past experience and past pregnancies, my HCG usually kicks in, or I get a strong positive by 12 DPO, which is when I tested on Wednesday. So because it was such a faint line, I knew that it wasn't a good sign. And of course I was still staying hopeful because I know every pregnancy is different, but I had a feeling that it just wasn't going to be, the line wasn't going to get darker, and unfortunately it didn't. Those 2 days, the Wednesday and the Thursday, were so hard for me to be at work. Being at work was the last place I wanted to be, and it was just really challenging to just plow on and get the job done. I did it, of course, did what I had to do, but it wasn't easy just dealing with that news. We've had another failed transfer. It was really tough. And then Friday I had off because Tim's grandmother died, so we had her funeral. And then yesterday I had my blood test. It was originally scheduled for Monday, but because I knew I wasn't pregnant, I didn't want to have to take the progesterone for the whole weekend unnecessarily. So I asked the nurses if I could take it, have the first blood test earlier, and they said I could on the Saturday, so I did that yesterday. And one of the nurses called me last night to tell me it was negative, which I knew already. She was so blunt and insensitive about it. I was quite shocked by how just blasé and matter of fact she was when I knew already that it wasn't going to be positive, but you'd think they'd say, oh, I'm really sorry, but it was negative or something like that. No, sorry, just it came back negative. Do you have any frozen embryos? I told her I had one. Okay, so we'll organise for a plan and blah, blah, blah. But no empathy, no nothing. And that made me angry more. But I'll let it go because it's not worth holding on to that. But it just doesn't make the process any easier. And if that's what she does for her work, and you'd think she'd, I don't know. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So the last few days have been pretty crap. It's been emotional. I've felt sad. I've felt really angry, a lot of anger, and frustration, just feeling like we have been through so much already. Why is it not happening for us? And it just does not seem fair. I'm just trying to remind myself that one day when we are holding our beautiful little baby in our arms, we will realise why it didn't happen then, being now. And I'm just going to have to keep reminding myself of that because I'm positive it'll happen. It's just so hard when, we've been through so much and it just feels like it's our turn. But, it's not. So we've just got to come to terms with that. And I'm hoping today will be the first day since Wednesday I'm not going to cry any tears. Fingers crossed. You just got to pick yourself up and keep going and keep trying. There's nothing else you can do. We're not going to give up. We don't know when, though, we're going to do the frozen transfer. The IVF nurse said yesterday that we have to wait a month, obviously. So this month, July, and then possibly do a transfer in August. But I don't know how I feel about doing that. We might wait to do the transfer in October and give us a few months to just maybe try on our own, see what happens. It happened once, twice, on our own since November and since my tubes were flushed with the dye. So you never know. And I think I'd feel better trying for a few months naturally, knowing that embryo that is still frozen, and rather than do that frozen transfer straight away, it not working and feeling like we've got nothing, kind of, I don't know. It's a stupid way to think, because you don't know what's going to happen and anything could happen. But I don't know. We'll process it a bit more in the next few days or few weeks, and work out what we want to do next. But yeah, so that's the update. That's the outcome, unfortunately. Just got to keep trying and hope our rainbow baby isn't too far away. Thanks again for everyone's positive words that you guys left on my last video. It's not easy, but a lot of you know, you've been here before and you understand how hard it is. But we keep picking ourselves up and we keep going. So I know we'll be fine, and I'm feeling already like I've come to terms with it a bit, and I feel a bit stronger already. I've had my few days of just, when it hits you, the realization that it hasn't worked, and just processing it all, and then, everything else that's been going on has probably made it harder. But Tim and I will get there one day, I hope, and it'll all have been worth it, hopefully. Anyways, I hope you're all doing really well, baby dust, and I will update you guys soon on what we're going to do next.